Happy Wednesday, guys. If you have not done so already, please make sure you hit the like button. If you have not done so already, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you have not done so already, please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember, we go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the share. Man, this platform is really going, guys. Guys, how you going, man? How you guys feeling?
Was good,
Hey, I
family.
feel all is good. I'm wonderful, man. Feeling great. Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, Joe. You already know how we go. Get down. Go ahead. Do your thing.
All right, people. Thanks for y'all coming in, y'all chatting, and y'all hit that like button. So y'all seen the title, a black man, Rasheem Carter. It's been, getting some trending, into the Twitter and also Instagram, and I'm gonna read you the story. So so there's a black man who was found dead in Mississippi. His name is Rasheem Carter, and I'm gonna read you guys a little article, and after that we're gonna play a video, and after that we're gonna chop it up. So a family of a black man who was found dead in Mississippi after he was warned his mother that he was being chased by a white man hurling racial slurs, demanding a federal investigation on Monday after local authorities said they had no reason to suspect foul play in the man's death. Rasheem Carter, who is 25 years old, was reported missing October 2nd after his mother said he had sought help from police and frantically called her to say white men in three trucks were pursuing him. That was the last day Carter's family heard from him. On November 2nd, the authorities said they found his remains in a wooded area south of Taylorship, Mississippi. In a statement on Facebook a day later, a Smith County Sheriff Department said it had no reason to believe foul play was involved, thought the case was still under investigation. On Monday, Carter's loved ones and their attorney, Ben Crump, which everybody knows, when it comes to the high-profile case like this, he's always there, slammed local authorities for stonewalling them for more than 4 months and for initially determination saying they believe Carter was the victim of a brutal hate crime. This is an evil act. Crump said at the news conference, which we're going to play and show, somebody who murdered Rasheem Carter, and we cannot let that get away from this. Crump urges the Justice Department on Monday to take over the investigation as a civil rights case, as it reveals photographs of Carter's remains, including his skull and his vertebrae. This was not a natural death, Crump said. This represents a young man who was killed. Crump told reporters that he believes Carter's head was severe from his body, and that the spinal cord was found in another location away from his head. His front teeth was missing from his bottom row. And also which the Carter study said could indicate that he was assaulted before he was taken out. It's unclear what prompted authorities to search the wooded areas or what led to determining initially that foul play was not suspected. The Smith County Sheriff Department did not reply to requests for comment. The Lower Police Department, which put Carter's missing person report, worked on the case earlier on after Carter's family asked for assistance. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, which is assisting the sheriff in this probe, said Carter's autopsy was completed on February the 2nd, but declined to comment further, citing the open and ongoing case. The FBI is not currently involved in this case, an agency spokesman said. 3 members of Carter's family said authorities told them wild animals may have torn his body apart. That was just very dangerous. He was in so many different pieces, and said to Mrs. Anderson, a cousin of to Carter's mother, Tiffany Carter. They wanted to tell us that he went there and fell dead, and the animals were feeding off of him. I'm stopping the graphic subs. But while he was at the job site in October, Carter had a disagreement with at least one coworker and fled, fearing for his life. His mother said, "He said, I got these men trying to ask me." Carter's mother recalled him saying. She advised Carter to go to the nearest police station for help, but eventually lost contact with him from that same day, I believe. Carter's family and friends led their own search parties until his remains was discovered. Um, the mother said, "I never imagined going living without my child. When I lost my son, I lost that part of me." Carter once said he worked hard to provide for his daughter, paid for his private school tuitions, and made his friends and family proud. He kept all his promises. Kelly's mom, Justine White, said he called every day. They stay on the phone for hours like teenagers. Every day she brings him up. Tiffany Carter pledges to continue fighting for answers and continue to fight justice. So I can go ahead and play the video, and after that we're gonna chop it on up.
All right, which one? The one from Twitter or the other one?
The one from my Twitter.
Okay.
What's going on, Ken Dog and our Ronnie Patrick? I think you're new, man. Welcome, man. Appreciate you having you on the show.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crump was in Jackson today, calling for answers in the mysterious death of a young Fayette man whose remains were found a month after he went missing. 12 News' Leah Williams heard from attorneys who are calling on the U.S. Department of Justice to step in. Leah?
Melanie, the state medical examiner's office was not able to determine a cause of death for 25-year-old Rasheem Carter. His family believes there was foul play, so their attorneys sent a letter to the Department of Justice asking them to get involved. We want to warn you that some of the video is graphic and could be disturbing to some viewers. 25-year-old Rasheem Carter of Fayette was contracted to work in Smith County last year. Carter went missing in October after texting his mother that his life was in danger.
He said, "Me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, mama." His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me. And that's what he sent to me.
Attorneys say there was an attempt to use Carter's credit card in Taylorsville while he was missing. A month after his disappearance, some of his remains were found in Smith County.
His head was severed from his body. His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter.
The Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office was not able to determine a cause of death because some of Carter's remains were in an advanced state of decomposition. Attorney Carlos Moore called it one of the most disturbing cases of his lifetime.
I've been a Mississippian for all 46 years of my life, and I've never heard of a crime this horrific in my life. I was not living during the time of Emmett Till. I heard about that and read about it in the history books, but I thought we had progressed in Mississippi.
The Smith County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation, and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is assisting. But his family says more needs to be done, so attorneys sent a letter asking the U.S. Department of Justice to get involved.
We need the highest levels of law enforcement to administer justice for Rasheem Carter as if he was your child.
The Smith County Sheriff says he's waiting for the findings from search warrants to come back. He also says he welcomes the involvement of the Department of Justice. I reached out to MBI as well, but the agency declined to comment on this investigation. Melanie, back to you.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna pass it on to you guys. What y'all think about this case?
Good old-fashioned Mississippi killing.
Say it again.
This a good.
Say it again.
This a good old-fashioned Mississippi killing.
Yeah, but it's just that there's no they don't even have no they ain't even say no suspect. It ain't identify who might be the cause of it. So it's just an unfortunate case which happens a lot, especially in Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Mississippi, I think, is one of the states that have one of the worst violent crime
Mm-hmm.
towards black. And I'm not going to say it's black or white. It's just in general. I won't be surprised if you call it won't be a person of color. I won't be surprised. Not only that, but it's someone that he actually know. So I'm glad that the simple fact that he did put on the in his text messages that if something happened to me, then you know this person is the one who might be the main suspect. So it's just a weird case. That was it's a weird case. Probably later on when more information comes out, then I can have more better understanding. But I don't like how the simple fact that number one that they always talk about defund the police, but then when something transpired, they be like, oh, we need the police. So which one you want? You want defund the police or you need the police? You got to pick one. Are the police our enemy or the police are there to help us? So that's my only issue with that when it comes to especially Benjamin Crump. Like, I have mixed emotion about Benjamin Crump, but I think at the end of the day, with him, every time I see him, I feel like he's not really trying to help the community. I feel like more of a money grab. Okay, this is the best opportunity for me to grab money. I don't think he care less about the community because I think he was one of them that said let's defund the police, and now he said we need high official to be involved in this case. So it's just a sad situation. So I just want to hear y'all take on it, but that's the only thing I got because I just need more information on it. Go ahead, Kim.
For me, man, I've read about these cases. I don't know if you remember, there was a young kid in Gulfport, Mississippi, who had got shot down by the police coming out the Family Dollar. Pow, peep, peep, pow. And Ronnie, you are correct. Yeah, I never moved to Mississippi. They're backwards. They're very, very backwards. I've been to Mississippi before. I've been to Jackson, and I've been to Kent. It's the water's different there. The water's different. There's still certain places in America that still abides by the good old boy system, and I like to attack things from the root of something. And some things you can't avoid. He went out there to go work. He ain't had nobody there to save him, to help him. And he did not have a car. That also was there too. Because he I vividly remember this, like he was walking up and down from the hotel to the corner stores and stuff like that. So this is kind of fortunate, but you got to understand, man, we are at war. And we have to be compared to our surroundings. And this is why if somebody had a construction company where he was living at, this probably would have never happened. If there was jobs where he was at, this probably would never happen. If there was black companies he could have worked for, this probably never happened. What if he would have went out there with 4 or 5 of his brothers? We're stronger with numbers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. This is Mississippi. Like Ronnie and Hakeem said it. Like when it comes to situations like this, crimes like this, they the worst. It's like there's history there with Mississippi with crimes like this. I feel my hearts and prayers go out to the families. This really hurts to see that back in the 50s and 60s we're still doing what's called martyrized lynching,
mm-hmm.
especially martyrized lynching. I like that when her son texted her the person's name, which she didn't put out there for legal reasons, that if anybody happened, this will be the guy. So if that's the case, to me about this, like if that's the case, if the mother has the name of the person who did it, and why police is not hurry up and get into it and interrogate that person. I feel like sometimes when we see cases like this, especially police, I feel like sometimes they might, you know, take their, sweet time with some case like this in order to, to get the evidence and everything. If, like I said, if that mother has the name of that person, that to me, if I'm the police department, I'm getting to him and I am and taking him like him or whoever who was involved with that person, because like the son said when he's calling that three people chasing me from the truck. If the son put the name out to the mother and she got the names, and also and no, I mean, yeah, if she has the name, I would tell police department, I would get that person out, and then I look to that was involved, because you just look at his body, his body was all over the place, it's like a lot like a modern Emmett Till in a way.
Yep.
Definitely a modern Emmett Till. And for some people, like I talked to my wife about this earlier, she was freaked out about this, that this modernized legend, modern day legend still continues. And not just just in Mississippi, in other states, mostly in southern states, but there's some states here in California too, in some rural areas that I remember either 2 years ago. I think it was in Victorville. I think y'all heard about this of a black man got lynched.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all can't remember we talked about that. So it just don't happen like in Mississippi, having in other states and areas too. But we need some type of if especially black people, if we keep seeing stuff like this, we need to have a strong connection with each other, so strong community with each other, have some type of our own type of police system, something like that, just to get the money like that to keep our black people safe, because we need something like that in order to feel safe and to feel protected. If you want something like this to stop, because the going down and marching and protesting, it don't work. It don't work. We keep seeing stuff like this and we protest, and that's the only thing we got to do. There's other options we can do to have help fight this situation. What's going on in Mississippi? For sure. Go ahead.
Now, according to this article, they say Mississippi has the third highest murder rate in the United States. Mississippi murder rate is 12.7 murders per 100,000 residents, according to the latest FBI data. Especially, you already know Jackson has the most murder in 2008 of 78. So they are the third highest murder rate in the United States, because the United States. Because the thing about Mississippi, like I always say, that black people always talk about we need to love, we need to have peace and humanity. But the problem is when it comes to us and especially in our environment, we have the highest murder rate because we don't really love ourselves. We don't really like ourselves. So that was it. I won't be surprised this was not really a hate crime. Well, it is a hate crime at the end of the day because of the way of his gruesome death. But I won't be surprised it was a hate crime towards another black person. I don't think it'll have nothing to do with whites, because I know every time you see a black family go to the media, our first initial in our mind is like, oh, a white person did it. But we never think in the back of our head, like, wait a minute, it could be our own brother, it could be someone that we actually know, which is the own people of color. So that was that's one of our issues we face, especially in Mississippi. Mississippi has one of the highest crime rates. And that's why I say it's very sad to see something like that. And to me, I don't think they need to defund the police. I think they need to bring the military in Mississippi, because if it's the third highest crime rate, something need to be done, because it's going to continue. Go ahead,
I got another idea. I wish Moses could come back and just wash Mississippi away and just start all over again. Let's just start from the beginning. If there's that much calamity and evil down there, and that's much carnage, things are uncanny, let's just have another great flood. Let's just everybody get wiped out. Let's wipe out the East, start fresh. But they ain't gonna do that. You know what I mean? So we have to come together as a people in a collective and know what's right or wrong, and we have to change our mindset. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that living amongst black people is not safe. The safest place you're gonna be is around your peoples. Safest place you're gonna be around your peoples.
You said the safest place we will be is around our people.
Yeah.
I disagree with that. I don't agree with that. I disagree with that heavily.
Whoa.
I disagree with that heavily.
No.
Because if that was the case, how come you have rich black people quit to leave the hood because they know it's not safe over there?
Self-hatred.
If that was the case, how come we are trying to leave the hood because it's not safe over there? So we don't do well among each other. I'm just being honest.
I'm trying to move to Baldwin Hills. You know what I'm saying?
What about how about this? We move to areas with each other that's not negative, which is the hood.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Listen, there's a bunch of places you can move, but what I'm trying to say is this: our brother was out of his element in enemy territory. He was by himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's a $150 soaking wet, so I don't know. He's gonna fight off 3-4 attackers.
But what would you say? What do you say if you find out it wasn't a white person that did it, but it was actually a black person? Then what would you say then?
I still say let's just flood the place out and swipe everybody clean. I got the same energy for the white and the black and the Hispanic boy and the untouchables. I don't care about none of them. If you do evil, you need to drown.
Yeah. It's something like this that his body parts was everywhere. That's out of this world, yo. You gotta be an evil son of a bitch to do something like that. You should not. If you do evil like that, you should not walk this earth.
Tell me about it.
You should be executed. I'm sorry, but you need to be like the death penalty. I don't know if Mississippi does that. But yeah, that's death penalty right there because you took your time to dismember this person instead of just shoot him and just go. You took your time to dismember this person.
Oh, Ronnie Patrick, he said I'm driving, guys, listening and responding. What did he say? Did he say something?
Yeah, he did say something. Ronnie said we have a lot.
Hey, Ronnie, I'm Ronnie too. Go ahead.
We have a lot of pretenders in California. They act racist, though deep inside they know black. They know black or white are identically all in all ways.
I want to know what you mean by that, Ronnie. Like, break that down. Like, say blacks and white are identical in all ways. Like, meaning, what do you mean by that?
We all the same people. We bleed. You bleed. I bleed. That's how I took it. And he's
Ronnie,
right.
I would say, what part of California you in? Because I'm in LA. I want to ask him what part of California he's in. So.
Yeah. He says another Ron, and that's Jabbar. He says another Ron in the chat. Nah, it's only one Ron. His name is Ronnie. So there's only one Ron. That's me. But at the end of the day, yeah. So that would say we don't really do well with each other. I think that is the issue. I think black people, our mind mentally have to be renewed and restored. I think we have to learn everything again about each other. I
agree with that, Ronnie. It's just, like I said, majority of our people who, like I say, lives in the hood, and when you live in the hood, it's negative based because you got people hating on each other, which you should be hating on each other. You should not be hating on each other. So in order to do that, it's like we have to move to the hood, and then in our black community, we gotta live in, we have our own little areas, which we're in like the middle class or high class. And it just brings out positive energy, just love on each other, because this is what the other races want us to do is keep protecting each other. Keep executing each other, all that type of stuff, because we're not gonna get nowhere, black people, if we don't get along.
Fact.
If we can get along, we can stop stuff like this. We have the power to stop stuff like this. But Ronnie was like right on the hand. We sometimes we don't get along with each other. If we get along, we can stop this stuff. We can unite and we can stop this stuff from the state, from the local, and from the level.
Preach.
Oh yeah, he said he's from Sacramento. He said I'm out of the Oaks Park, extremely bad area. I'm surrounded by idiots. That's what he said. He said I'm surrounded by idiots. Yeah, but
Okay.
I think I would say that's the issue. Yeah. So go ahead. I can.
Yeah. No. Go right ahead, brothers. I'm still gathering my thoughts.
You said Joe, we'll never get along. I would say this, Jabari. There's some areas that I've been to and around this country that certain areas of Black people we get along. It's just not in the hood. Because if I go, it's like for me, if I go back home to Pontiac, go in the hood, if I'm doing good for my wife, I'm that there's most of the people that gonna be hating on me because I might be up here and they might be down here. And to me, it's like, you should be hating on your race for doing something good or a person who got out of the hood to try to do better for himself. I'm not the type of person to go back in the hood and flounder or anything. If I go back to the hood, I'm gonna get back. But the thing is, sometimes giving back, people have a problem with that too because they see you're doing good to the community and it's something that you can't do. So yeah, our community is just it's a little cuckoo, crazy.
And not only that, but you gotta understand something. What is mentioned from the story at the end of the day? A black father. They don't mention anything about the father. It's always the mother. It's always the mother. It's always the mother. It's always the mother. It's never the father in these kids' life or these young gentlemen's life. 25 years old. There's no father around. It's the mother. He called his mother, say somebody's following him. Why did not he call his father, say, hey father, I'm stuck here somewhere. Come get me. Come scoop me up. Because at the end of the day, a woman cannot be a protector. At a certain age, a woman cannot protect a man. A man gotta learn how to protect himself. If not, he's supposed to have brotherhood, and he's supposed to have a father he's supposed to go to, supposed to help him for support.
Yeah, Ronnie, that's a great point. Like I say, if you have a father presence or uncle or a granddad or somebody, that should be the person called, not your mother. It's me, same thing. I might call somebody that one of my boys or anybody that's close to me, tells me, hey, I'm in a situation, I need you to do this and da 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 da. So, but yeah, it's like I said, Ronnie, it's always the mother and we're looking for the father. In this situation, the mother speaking up. Hopefully the father's not deceased, but other than that, Ronnie, you're right. Where is the father?
Oh, not only that, but some form of brotherhood. Anybody you can call if you know your life in danger. Like me, if I know my life in danger, there's people I know I can call that got my back. That know they're gonna step up for me 110%. But for someone like him walking in the middle of the night, you see three men looking at you weird. Me, I would have just stopped at some pigsty spot because it's Mississippi. They got a lot of pigsty. Stop there, call people that you know, like, hey, come scoop me up. My life is in danger, or call the authorities. That was it. Your first action is to call your mom, which I get it. It's good to call your mom, but you're supposed to call other people for other for other sense of help if you knew your life was in danger. I would say a lot of stuff just don't make sense.
All right, I got a question for y'all, and I also a question for the chat too. Y'all can answer this. Since Mississippi has the most heinous crimes like this, also being one of the poorest states in the country, also being how we mentioned last year, Brett Favre, is allegedly stealing money from the government to build his daughter's I think it's a volleyball arena and everything. Do you feel like Black people needs to start leaving Mississippi and go to another state because of the history of Mississippi?
Yes, I think black shit of course to try to migrate and to do better, go to the state because when you go to other state, it kind of puts you to the next level. Like for example, you left Miami and you went straight to California. Look, your life is you doing 110%. You live in LA, which is very expensive. You know me, I'm from Miami. I live in a nice area, so it's just and Hakeem as well. Hakeem live in North Miami, so it's just that those are the places that you want to do better for yourself. You just don't want to stay in the same area. Some people in Mississippi, their minds are stuck in Mississippi, so they're used to the poverty, they're used to the being less than. But when you migrate to somewhere else, your mind tends to change. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Well, I think he's still out.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Okay.
You want to know something, brothers? This situation is touching everybody's heart, and this is one of the scarier part of our childhood. Having these conversations at a young age and prepare them that they could happen and be prepared. And I wonder, like, when is it gonna ever stop? That's my take. Go ahead.
Okay. Ronnie Petra says, tax money, bro. Programs that can lead people to learn how to lead and build businesses in less fortunate areas. I agree, but in order to do that, our black community needs to step up because we can't count on, local officials, state officials to do that, and federal. Jabari says, needs to leave Mississippi. They are re-enabling Jim Crow. These lynches will keep happening because of that. And just Mississippi still doesn't have water, which you talked about. Who's in the chat?
Oh, that's Dale Long. That's Dale Long, new channel. Shout out to him, setting the record straight. Y'all go ahead and subscribe over there. He just
Okay.
recently the last 2 days he had Tommy Sotomayor there on his panel.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I see you joined in. Pretty cool. I finally talked to Tommy Sotomayor. He's a really cool guy. Man, y'all go ahead and subscribe, man. That guy is pretty funny, man. Him and Tommy Sotomayor was going at it. It was just good old time. So that's Dale Long. So y'all go and check it out. He did an interview with Tommy Sotomayor where he allowed people to go up there and question Tommy Sotomayor if he had any smoke. So it was really cool. So really cool. Good job, Daryl. Really good show. He been jumping. He been jumping. So shout out to him. He's still raw with KR Culture Radio. So of course he could come on anytime. But yeah. So my thing is when it comes to Mississippi, that's the thing. And Jabari made a thing. Jabari said something. He said these liches is happening all because of that. I'm trying to see. Hold on. He said a comment that he said, yeah, need to leave Mississippi. There are enabling. No, they enabling Jim Crow. No, Jabari, don't say that. Don't say that. Jim Crow been done with. Yeah, like 50 years ago. But I get what Jabari mean because that's the same sentiment. The same sentiment of Jim Crow is still over there in Mississippi. The same aura, everything about Jim Crow is still over there in Mississippi. So I think the people need to go. I think the new generation need to migrate somewhere else. Migrate somewhere because Mississippi is just a pigsty to me.
I agree with that, Roddy. And the thing is about it, a lot of people get comfortable of staying where they want to stay. And the thing is like, that's cool and all, but if you want something better for yourself, you live in another state or another city, move to another city or another state, And like I said, there's, states out there that's, no state taxes like Florida, Nevada, Texas, Tennessee. You just move out of your environment or just traveling, you just see a lot of different stuff that you're not going to see just living in the hood and seeing the same stuff every day. If you want to stop seeing stuff every day, that's that's negative and that's doing bad, there's places you can move out to and you can look up that could be good for you. Mm-hmm. I'm a prime example. I'm, like I said, born and raised in Michigan, lived in Miami for 7 or 8 years, and then moved to LA here for 3 to 4 years. It's a scary, absolutely. It's like a leap of faith, absolutely. But if you take that leap of faith and doing something that that you're scared of, and you actually doing it and accomplish it, and then if you feel comfortable in the area you in, you gonna like what you did. You're gonna be proud of yourself. That say, hey, I was scared of moving out of the hood, moving to something different than I used to, but I took that leap. And I did this, now I'm comfortable. I'm in a comfortable area. I'm in a comfortable state. I'm in a comfortable environment, which I don't have to worry about. I really believe Black people need to start move out of these hoods because you can see something different. You don't need to worry about shootings and, fightings and negativity. Move out of your state or the city you in and go somewhere that is comfortable. That's that's gonna make you uncomfortable, but in the long term, long term, it's gonna make you comfortable. So I preach this all Black people live in the hood. If you got a chance, get out. Please get out because it's gonna be nothing but negativity for if you stay the rest of your life in the hood. That's all I can say about that. Go ahead. I don't know if you want to say something.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I keep saying that, I think our whole mentality, I think we just used to being in the slums. That was it. I don't think some people in Mississippi ain't gonna leave. I think they're gonna stay there because that's what they're used to. They're not used to something different. They're used to the same old method. And that's what I say. That's the craziest thing. Like say some way that transpired to that guy. That guy should never had no form of way. That felt uncomfortable. That uncomfort to be able to go home and not be like worrying about, oh, then my life is in danger because I'm literally going home. That to have that in the back of your mind. Like me, when I walk home, I don't even have that in the back of my mind. Like I know when I go home, I'm safe. But for him to go into an area that he knows, like he gotta always look behind his back. I don't think that's no man should be living in that space.
Definitely agree with 100%. You know, that's why I'm in. You know, when I was with my wife, when I moved to LA, I gotta make sure to find an area that's we could be. You know, she's safe and I'm safe. You know, even certain areas in LA I go to, sometimes certain areas that I know is like sometimes I gotta look at my back because you know I know what's in the area. It could be a lot of homeless people. Well, it's really like really homeless people because you know some of these homeless people here in LA, you know, they could be, you know, they can come and talk crap, and sometimes they can try to attempt to attack you. Because especially with the high prices and everything, I think what happened a week or two ago in downtown LA, there was a guy having like 2 or 3 in the morning. He I guess it was like a makes an argument, and then he started stabbing 5, 6 other people, and then six people was none of them didn't pass, but 6 other people, you know, got brutally injured and got taken to the hospital. So. Going back to Rasheem Carter, you know, it's just I just wish he would have, if he was in that situation, he should, you know, went to the authorities or you know talked to a male figure that's in his life. I don't know if his father, uncle, grandfather, whatever. You know, if like I said, if you feel unsafe like that, you know, you should call somebody, a male figure, or definitely call the authorities on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that was it. I didn't really do research on the state of Mississippi, but I don't think they even have enough authorities either. I don't even think they have authorities. I think they have like sheriffs. I think they have sheriffs and chiefs, and I forgot, and deputies. I think that's what they have. They have like the old school type of police department.
Yeah.
I don't think they have like anything like the way that we have in the city. I think it's very small. It's like a very small community. That was a Mississippi, like Jabari said, they still have that old way of the old country living.
Yeah, Jabari's right. It's like I said, it's still the poorest state, so you know. I'm just looking at it, you know, and like in the pay. I think the pay is like what, $6.25, $6.50 for minimum wage.
Yeah, I think they still at the low. They still at the low minimum wage.
Yeah, at that time right there, it's like with something like that, I got to move to a city.
Yeah, no, because they cost of living is really cheap.
Yeah,
you can buy a house in Mississippi for like $100,000. Like that's how cheap it is. Cause nobody want to live there. Everybody want to live in Texas, Florida, New York, California, North, South Carolina, like those type of states.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody want to go to Mississippi. Like, do you want to go to Mississippi to like go on a vacation?
Not at all. Only city I'll go to is through the what's it Biloxi. It had casino. That's the only city I could think of, which is like on the Panhandle, Alabama Panhandle. Other than that, that's the only place I'll visit. Other than that, rest of Mississippi, no, you can miss that. You know.
Yeah, Mississippi is that old school. Like, if you want that old school experience of the black culture, Mississippi's one. And of course, Louisiana and Alabama. So if you want to have that old school feeling, I would tell you to go there because I think they still have some historical site. Let me see. Yeah, he said, yeah, you got to live in the city. That was Ronnie Patrick said, yeah. That would say living in the city, like stuff like that. If you want to have like those old school like experience, then I'll be like, oh, okay, go to Mississippi, go to Alabama, and go to Louisiana because I've got a lot of historical things happen there. Oh, I didn't know that. Mississippi's big when it comes to casinos.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That one city I was talking about, that's one thing I think about. They have good casinos and they have a nice strip and everything. But yeah, like
Oh wow.
yeah. But once I moved out of the city, living in a very small city, planning to move to a big city, and to see, so many people instead of living in a small city, we don't just like, what is it, like 50,000 people, and moving to a city that has millions of people, it's a big difference in everything.
Somebody said this. No, that's your wife, Jordan. She said sometimes black people don't feel safe calling the authority, especially in the South. Yeah, because when it comes to the authority, it's just that it's not that we feel safe. It's just the simple fact that we've been programmed that the police hate us, and um, if we call the police department, they're gonna automatically consider us to be suspect.
Yeah.
That's already been embedded in our mind. Because if you go to like, for example, if you go to Georgetown, where there's like perceived black people, they call the authorities all the time with no hesitation. So it's a culture thing.
Yeah, for sure.
My main guy here, people named Billy. Go ahead.
No, I was reading. He said I'm anti-hills and people named Billy.
Yeah, that sounds like a good country song to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but your wife made a good point though. I think blacks should be more comfortable calling authorities, especially in the South. But the problem is we've just been taught that the police is bad, especially right now that they always talking about police brutality, police out trying to get the black man. So all that is already in our stigma. Mm-hmm. And now that black men today don't even know how to deal with police correctly. The first reaction when we deal with police, we automatically think about getting into an altercation. And that's the issue. That is the issue. It's because of the simple fact that I would say I can't really blame the mothers too much because they're doing so much already. You can't be like, oh, the mothers need to teach you can't, because stuff like that, the father is supposed to be teaching the boy and the girl on how to deal with the cops.
Right.
But they're not there. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. And if they are there, they're not teaching them those things on how to deal with the cops. Like me, I had to learn how to deal with a cop, to be honest with you. I had to learn. My father was in my life. My father also taught me how to deal with the cop. But that aspect of how to fully deal with the police, like my father taught me and a couple of my mentors. Because dealing with the cops, especially for a black man, can be sometimes very intimidating.
Yeah, that's facts, Roddy. Same thing with me. My mom taught me a little bit about it, me and my brother, and also my uncles and my granddad taught me how to deal with constant situations like that. Make sure, putting my hands on the steering wheel and just keep calm and saying yes, sir, no, sir, no, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And just keep following the protocol.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all you got to do.
Hey, good evening, Red Lipstick, man. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, guys, make sure y'all subscribe to Red Lipstick Vibe.
Yes, please.
She be having dope conversation every Sunday. Y'all go over there and go and subscribe.
Yes, sir.
Brain brother, they'll lack sophistication and knowledgeability to make their own decision to be who they want to be. So it's hard. This is a hard copy of trash procedure. Of course. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Especially, because they procedure, when it comes to certain situation, I have a brother-in-law that is a cop, not even a cop, he's a lieutenant, brother-in-law. He said their procedure they have to follow and do a certain type of guideline. Like when the guy, for example, if you get stopped by police and you raise your voice, the police have the right to drag you out of your car. That's one. So you got to be careful. You know how people like, oh, you can't tell me. The police have the right to just drag you out of the car. So that was it. You got to be you got to be very, very careful because we don't really know the full procedure on how police work works. That was good. Sometimes it's good to literally talk to the cop, have a conversation with them, like, hey, because sometimes we don't really know the law and know the procedure. If you talk to a cop, they will literally tell you. They will tell you, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. They will literally tell you. And I know 2 people that's cops. And they always tell me, do not get loud when the police stop you. Don't get loud. Don't start cursing. Don't go quick to try to get your gun or to lean over. Because when you lean over, they have the right to shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
You can lean over to get a gun.
Yeah. So
that's why you got to be very, very careful on how to deal with the situation. And I'm a licensed carry. And I think Jordan's a licensed carry. I don't know, Jordan, you're a licensed carry. I know Hakeem is too.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a licensed carry sometimes also good to show them your ID as well.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I was
Go
gonna say
ahead.
I'm not licensed to carry in this state yet. Jabari said our people are too proud to be respectful with the police. It's always aggression. They get pulled over. Questions why they get pulled over and be combative. Personally, for me, I think these police need to start going to these middle schools and high school and showing the kids like if you ever get arrested or get pulled over, how what's the protocol to do and what to say, what not to say. Because if I see, go ahead, Ronnie.
Good point. No, good point, Jordan. I won't agree with you. That was a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
yeah, they should start doing
That's
that.
good. That's a
Because
good point. Yeah.
remember in elementary school, remember, firefighters to come to our school to teach about fire safety. They do that every year in elementary school. I don't know why they don't do the same thing about police, especially if you go to middle schools and high schools, because that's when when teenagers they start driving and everything. If they get pulled over, um, um, teaching them about the protocol they have to do and what to say, what not to say. Thank you,
And
Kenny.
the thing with
Remain calm.
the thing with the Mississippi situation, Mississippi is the third highest crime rate that have the highest murder rate. I think their protocol is totally different from any other state because of their crime rate so high. Like in Chicago, that was a Jordan. That was beautiful. I think that right there, they need to bring that. That is a plus. That you need to bring that to the school committee board because that right there, that's a good idea to have the police come to school and show the people how the kids on how to deal with them. But like for example, like Chicago, the way they stop people is totally different than what they do in Miami. Two different procedures because of the crime rate is so high. They got to deal with the people a different way. They can't deal with the people with like in a soft way. If you get my drift, I think in New York, I don't know, Jabari, I don't know because you in New York. I don't know if they still have the stop and frisk law. I don't know if they still doing that. That the cops have the right to stop you and frisk you. I don't know if they still doing that in New York. I remember they were doing that in New York because at one point New York crime was terrible. That's why they had to do stuff like that. And I think, to be honest with you, I think we need to bring that back in Chicago, Louisiana, and Mississippi because of the crime rate is so terrible. They need something to bring it down. Something. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, I agree with 100%. There was a time Detroit was bad at the time, and also Flint, Michigan was very, very bad too. It was terrible. When I was in high school, when I got my first car, my mom did not want me to go to Detroit because of the high murder rates and everything. So, but yeah, you're right about that, Ronnie. We need to do something about that because to order fix our community and also save lives as well.
Was doing Rudy Giuliani. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so I thought they were still doing that. Okay, so they're not doing that. But to me, I think they need to bring that back, especially in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're not talking about now, but I don't know. You saw like a pregnant woman got gunned down. That would say like stuff like that. When you hear stories like that, when you hear a story about this young gentleman, which we were talking about today, those stuff is needed.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of people's mind today. I think it's more crazier than it ever been. My opinion.
I agree, Ronnie. It's people are it's a lot more scared and but yet a lot more angry too. I feel like a lot of people is like more angry and they show their aggression out by doing stuff like this. And it's getting worse and worse. Especially like cities like Chicago, also Atlanta. They're bad too. Atlanta started to get very, very bad too. And that's one of the areas I was like, I don't know if I want to go to Atlanta because of the high cases of theft and murder rates as well.
Yeah, Atlanta is bad. Atlanta is bad because people that's been trying to coming down to Atlanta. I mean, man, Atlanta is a piss style. I remember I went to Atlanta like 2 years ago. That thing was like terrible. What you mean it's terrible? Atlanta is terrible. It don't even look like Atlanta where it used to be 10 years ago. Atlanta is terrible because you have people that are moving in that have like those type of bad environment that's messing up the city.
Yep.
Hold on, give me a second.
Ronnie Patrick, you said Jabari feel you there. If black come at police in a respectful fashion, I'm sure the encounters will turn out more positive through the seriousness situation. Police need to focus on de-escalation. I totally agree. Totally agree. I think there should be a federal law about that too. Ken Dog, you say drink water, get rest, to calm down. To that, what do I do?
He said, drink water and get rest to calm down. Yeah, well, that's true.
Mhm.
Drink water to ease down your anxiety and then breathe 10 times, do with some couple of woosah, and then go about your business.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but I'm being honest with you, I think they need to bring stop and frisk back in these type of environments, especially in Mississippi, to bring the crime rate down. In Louisiana, have also one of the worst crime towards blacks.
Mhm.
And when I mean towards black, I mean black on black, white on white, white on black, and black on white. Same thing. Their crime is terrible, and the only way it can be stopped is by I think the enforcement has to be 10 times stronger.
Mhm.
Because this that happened with this young gentleman ain't supposed to happen that way.
Mhm.
I think that was a terrible experience. I know he said it was 3 gentlemen that was watching him while he was going home. I think it's more to it. Because I think because it was late night. He said it's 3 white gentlemen. He probably was wrong because we don't know because late night. But it's just a tragedy just to hear something like that. The cops, Ronnie's right. He said Ronnie's right. He said the cops are paid to do their jobs. That's a fact.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, Ronnie, there's different precincts and sheriffs. They do have their own agenda because the agenda here in LA might be a different agenda in San Francisco. Like for San Francisco, going to be a different agenda in Sacramento, something like that. So I totally agree with that. And also, I want to say this: we need a president to help. We need a president that can help us push these laws and talk about these laws and really get on these governors. Really get on these governors because the president we have right now, he on his own thing. He worried about something else. He's worried about the trans community, which will be dropping soon, and also keep giving money to Ukraine, and he's still giving money to Ukraine.
No, but it's true. It's true. His priority is not really on the American people, but that's who they voted for. But there's not politics talk. We're gonna do our politics talk pretty soon as we get closer to the election, or who we gonna be voting for, who we think should win. But that's I think that's next year. But no, but it's true. They not he's not focused on what's going on within the country. The country right now is like the modern day purge. Literally, people are getting assassinated in broad daylight. Literally. That's why this situation that transpired, what happened with this young gentleman here, is going to get swept under the rug.
Exactly.
Because this happened last year.
Yeah.
It's just now getting the media attention because of the aspect of Benjamin Crump. So it's just that was said is, you know how many cases not being solved because there's so many cases that's going on right now that have no apparently what's going on at this time. So it's just bothers the mind, the generation we're living in today.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree.
For a safe society, I get police respond to certain people in a serious fashion. Yes, that's true. However, they don't need to be aggressive at any point of a stop. Same calm supposed to keep the driver safe. Yes, but to be honest with you, I'm being honest. I think the police force need to be some adjustment. Like for example, I don't think a police strong priority should be on trying to stop somebody from running the red light. I think their priority is trying to stop a burglary, someone from getting robbed, someone from a domestic violence. I think those type of charge police can be focused on the most. But if somebody runs the red stop, you should need like 5 police cars trying to stop this one man that was running the red light. To me, that's pointless. That is a waste of resources.
Mm-hmm.
We should be using our resources for something good. Go ahead.
I agree with that. Like I said, you see, like some of these cities are putting in the cameras to when somebody passes a red light, they take a picture of the license plate, and then 2 weeks or a month later, you get a ticket. And the thing is, if you think something's wrong, you can fight the ticket, and hopefully the ticket will get dismissed. But back to the policing, I definitely agree, especially these big cities where but here, not only 5 or 6 police officers come, helicopters. Here in LA, we have helicopters. So not just that, they got helicopters come over here too. Minding you, helicopters. I feel like they should be focused on bigger things. There's a lot of times with helicopters, they might follow a chase of 4 or 5 police officers calling them. 4 or 5 police is chasing a car because something was stolen. It's not a big enough car that somebody got robbed a bank or home invasion, got it and took the car and left. Sometimes, here in LA, they'll just chase somebody because somebody stole a car and that's it. Especially, and they use helicopters to put it on there and put it on the news, which to me that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. No, my friend actually told me that. My friend was breaking down the logic to me. He said, Ronnie, think about it. Think how much time a police wasting trying to chase somebody down. Like, for example, you know how police be on a high-speed chase? If it's nothing that serious, let's let the person go because you might save somebody's life that's going on down that exit on I-95. Just go right down. You just might save somebody's life, but you want about this guy on a high-speed chase, and then you wasting all the time, all the resources, and somebody could end up dying because of some effect of you not taking your job seriously because you want to chase somebody down. That's why I say it's crazy how the police system is run in certain cities. But one thing I do agree with Trump when it came to the situation that transpired in Chicago. He said, you know what? He saw the violence in Chicago was so high. He said, you know what? Bring the military in there. The military ain't doing nothing. Put them to work. They using our taxpayer dollars. Put the military in Mississippi. Put the military in Louisiana. Go ahead. Our tax dollars pay for it anyway.
Exactly.
And so the people can feel safe.
I feel the same way, especially here in California. We have the higher tax they are paying taxes, and sometimes I be like, what am I paying taxes for? Because I'm paying all these taxes, I don't see nothing changing. Go ahead, Ken.
Correct. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I agree with both of y'all, man. I just think collectively, just protesting and talking about is not going to change the way people are treating us. We need actions and boots to the ground. That's my take.
But that's your yeah, but that's it. That's your take. So that's it. It's just a sad reality. It's just I don't know. Will it get better? Will it get worse? I think the only time I think it was going to transpire, I think we need better mayors, better lawmakers, people that could come and really make a difference within the community, because that's the only thing I would think will make a difference. And my prayers do go out to the parents that was affected during this crime. It's a very tragic situation. Of course, when we get more answers, we'll do more takes on it. And it's just sad, man. I think we just tired of seeing the same old story. A black man get gunned down or run down, body thrown in the river.
Yeah.
And nothing's been done about it. That's my take.
I agree with you 100%, Rodney. And people, in order to change, you gotta look at yourself and make that change. Change your mindset. If you want better for your back community, start loving your brothers and sisters instead of stop, hating. Because that's, like I said, because if you keep hating on each other, we're gonna hear this all over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you want to stop this, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jordan. I know you're about to finish up.
Yeah. But we're going to do that. You got to make that change for yourself. If you want to make that change, you can change the world. That's my take on it.
And shout out to all the new subscribers, man. Like, we really do appreciate you guys. So I remember when me and Hakeem first started, we started with like 1 subscriber. To come to 400, to come to 800, for Jordan to get his subscriber count as well on his page. Shout out to you guys. Showing like you really rock with us. Especially Rodney Patrick. We never met you before. New subscriber. Like, shout out to you. Ken Dog, you already know you rock with us. Jabari. Shout out to people on Instagram, Facebook. Shout out to John Smith. We ain't seen John Smith in a while, but shout out to him. He probably on the road, probably doing something. Shout out to Realistic Vibe. I don't know who. The thing with Facebook, you can't see who's on Facebook. That's when you follow. Like all these different, Daryl Long, True, all these people, Just Jay, our prayers go out to her. I know she's dealing with something. going on with something right now. So my prayer go out to her.
Yeah.
You know, to Susan, Urban Noise, Fresh North Sound, Florida, like all you guys.
And then one Twitch
It's so
subscriber
many
as
people.
well.
It's hard to name.
And also one
Oh,
Twitch subscriber that follows on Twitch.
yeah, of course, I want Twitch subscriber. Jordan White, she was in the chat. Like people like that rock each and every day. You know, we literally work in and night. You know, Jordan comes in with a topic. We grind. You see, we draw about the chores. We draw about the reaction video. It's at the end of the day, it's all for you guys. And guys, make sure you go to the community tab as well. In the community tab, get your Chaos Culture Radio T-shirt. Come rock with us when we go live. Put your T-shirt on. Come and rock with us. Not only that, Prince Hakeem just dropped his dope book, Black Love. So go check it out. Natasha Vincent said she actually got a copy. Shout out to her. She got a copy. Jabari also read the book. Hakeem. I don't know if I told you, Jabari read the book as well. It already got 5 stars in Amazon. So go and support the platform. You know, Hakeem worked very hard on this book. You know, we do it for you guys, man, because we love and appreciate you guys. So guys, make sure on your way out, make sure you hit the like button if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you guys for joining us on this lovely Wednesday. We see you guys later. And we over.